If you think back to the Civil War, big mass war, mass armies, very traumatic, a lot of people who came back had a lot of problems. But all of society was involved in the war, so when people came home, almost every family had been in some way touched, so people were more sensitive to it. During World War II, same thing, 16 million Americans in uniform and everybody touched by it. So the idea was when somebody came back injured or emotionally changed in some way, everybody was a little more attuned to that because everybody's life had been changed. Vietnam, we did an absolutely terrible job because we had a draft army, but we didn't draft equally. And then we came back, we let our political opinions confuse how we ought to treat the people who go forward and did what we, a nation, asked them to do. We're doing very well this time. But there are a few things I would like to make sure we understand. First off is people talk about post-traumatic stress. That's been in every war. So it's not new. But the effect of trauma on people, even in just your life, you can have a lot of trauma without being in the service. But if you go in the service and you go through a number of things, you're going to come out differently. If you go through particularly a long period of war, you're going to be different.
I am Specialist Frank Callahan. I served in the Army National Guard for 5 years next month. When we first got there, it was actually kind of quiet. There wasn't much going on that we heard of, but then again, I don't know, they might have just said that. About halfway through, I think it was just about halfway through, one of our convoys got hit with like an IED, and it wasn't actually our convoy, but we're out with an Iraqi group, and they got decimated, and one of them was like their colonel, so it was somebody big. So it started getting scary about halfway through, but it eased out because where we were wasn't really too bad. But I lost a friend over there. I lost another friend to suicide, and I don't know. Occasionally it comes back, but I can put it away. I pretty much stayed with family probably the first month I was home. I tried to get a couple jobs. I think since I've been home, I don't really want a minimum wage job, unfortunately. So I'd probably have a little bit more options there, but I'm just trying to get somewhere, and you don't even get calls back nowadays, and I don't really have any experience. Like, I don't have experience, I don't have the schooling, I really don't have any kind of stuff, because I got deployed when I was 19, and I came back, and I couldn't really get into school. Every time I think about going, and I talk to them about it, they're like, well, we're probably deploying in less than a year. So I'm like, well, I'll just wait till the deployment's over, get back, and go right to school. But it keeps getting pushed back and pushed back, so I keep just missing college, missing more college. I've been back for, I don't know, three years now, and I still haven't gotten in, because that's been the case since I've been back.
My name is Lee Palmier. I was a specialist in the Army Reserve, 320th Military Police Battalion, and I served from 2000 to 2008, and I served over in Iraq from 2003 to 2004. I lived in an apartment with a couple of my buddies for 3 months, had no job, partied every day, and I remember saying, I gotta do something. And I wanted to be a police officer, so everybody said, start off in the Army and help you out. So I joined. But the first week in Iraq, it was nerve-wracking. I mean, it was weird going over the border and everything, thinking, wow, I'm actually going to be going to war. In the beginning, it was weird because we were one of the first people to go over, so it wasn't like now, you know, you're going over for 12 months or you're going over for 16. When we went there, we had no idea how long we were going to be there. I mean, 2 months into it, they're telling us we were going home. That it's over, the war's over with, we won and everything. And then all of a sudden, about, I think it was like close to 5 months into it, they're like, we were in southern Iraq, they're like, all right, we're moving up to Baghdad now, and we're going to be up there for a while. So it was like, oh God, I mean, you're thinking you're going to be home, and then they're like, nope, you're not. So halfway through it was, we were basically starting all over again. So I was thinking, oh, I don't know how long. It's not until about 8 months they told us when we're actually leaving. When you get home, you want to spend time like with your immediate family or whatever, just relax. But it doesn't happen because it's like the phone is ringing off the hook. Everybody wants to stop over. I mean, you know what I mean? It actually goes by quick because you have no time to yourself, really. It's just everybody's calling you up. Let's go. I want to bring you out. Come on, we have to go get a beer. Come on, we have to go this. We have to go do that. So it's like it was always something going on for a while. I'm a big hunter and fisherman, so I mean, I probably went fishing there for a little while, and then went hunting as much as I could, or just in the outdoors. I feel like I'm the same person, but I know like my mother, she says like, yeah, I changed a little bit, but I feel like I'm the same.
I was a sergeant in the Army for what, 21 years, Johnny? Yeah, 21 years. I didn't want to let my parents waste their money on college, which I knew I wouldn't do well in. So I figured I'll go to the reserves. I started in the reserves, and I figured if I couldn't find a job or anything, I'd join the active side. But I found a job, and I stayed in the reserves the whole time. Once you got there, yeah, you're nervous because you don't know what's going on, you know. But in the middle, you're so comfortable. Hold on, Johnny, okay, buddy? In the middle of the tour, you're just, because we were there for a year, well, 14 months. And then in the middle, you're so comfortable with everything because you're getting used to, the fighting was just about over. You got mortared constantly, but you got used to it. You really couldn't count the days because it changed so often. Because you get orders for 6 months, but your ID tag said for a year. But then there was rumors, constant rumors. You're going home, you're going home, you're going home, you're going home. And you never went home. See, we were deployed in '91, so coming home, you were younger, you were more excited about it because you knew what was going to happen. Like when the pilot announced we're in American airspace, he had to say it twice. Like it just seemed like you were so drawn out and so tired already. You didn't care where you were at. You just wanted to get home. But I give the most credit to the guys that had little kids because I don't think I could ever leave my wife and kids. Not now. You know, there were babies. Some guys saw their babies for the first time when they come home. You know, they're already a couple months old. They missed a lot, you know. Those, I don't know how they did it. I wouldn't want to know how they did it because I wouldn't want to do it at all, no.
My name is Leo Russo. I was in the Army, I'm still in the Army National Guard. I've been in since '99. I've gotten out a few times. I joined when I was 17. I was a junior in high school, and at the time, we just didn't have any money to pay for college. So my father just said, you know, we got to figure something out. You're going into college. And, you know, he told me about the National Guard and how they offer money, and I didn't want to do it. But then, I don't know, just after him constantly getting at me for it, I did, and I'm glad I did. When you go over like that, is you're with you're with your company, your platoon, there's a couple thousand that go over, but you're in your group, and everybody you talk to is going through those same things. Everybody's left a parent, a friend, a loved one, a child. So when you have those feelings, you're not alone. And it's not weird, it's not different. You can just say, I'm bummed out today, and people, they get it. When you're getting towards leaving, it's weird because you look forward to coming home, but you know you're not going to see those guys as much anymore. I spent a year at war with them. It's different than spending a year with a regular friend. You know what I mean? You know, a regular friend doesn't save your life. You know? So I was happy to come home, but it's still kind of sad that I knew I wasn't going to see those guys as much, and there's a lot of them that I haven't seen. You come back, you're very stressed, and like I said, I've been on a couple deployments, so Iraq was different than Bosnia. Come back from Iraq, nobody's trying to blow you up every day, and you kind of just, you need somewhere to let that go. When you're over there, you don't think about the dangerous part of it. When it's done, you're sort of relieved, and you know, I think we all just partied a little bit. At one point, I actually did go to the VA, and I actually did talk to them about, I was drinking way too much. I mean, it was becoming a problem. So they helped me out with that. I went to a couple of meetings, and realized I was just being a jerk and got over it, you know. You know, sometimes I say, like, I wouldn't have gotten out the couple times that I did, but each time I did, you know, I wound up getting this job. I wound up having my baby. But I didn't want to go back in with her so little. Now she's older, and I could talk to her. She understands Daddy's in the Army. now I'm not so worried about going. This is going to be the worst one. I'm going in September. This is going to be the worst one because I'm going to be leaving her. But I didn't want to leave her at a few months old and have her not know who her father was. Now she'll know who I am the whole time and know who I am when I get back. This will be by far the worst one, not having her. Because I'm going to have to call home every time now. And I'm going to want to call home. So it's going to kind of break my own rules there,